Hey guys, we are back returning to wonderful World of Warcraft. Not a sponsored video in the slightest, but this week we are celebrating Legion Remix, and we are heading back to the wonderful city of Dalaran, which hopefully nothing in the future will ever happen to Dalaran. This is a prized home of the Kirin Tor. So today we are looking at the Dalaran Brownies. Now for this we will need basic brownie stuff. Now these look, in this image, picture, photo, there we go, got there in the end. They look really thin. Now I'm used to like quite a thick brownie, but apparently what you need, 8-inch tin, conveniently, exactly an 8-inch tin. You want to preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit or 190 point whatever the gibberish Google said. So 190 Celsius. Then in a medium saucepan, you want to melt butter and the cocoa powder. Now I'm assuming you just melt the butter, not the cocoa powder. Everyone complains about how expensive eggs are. Has anyone brought cocoa powder recently? Yeah. A little bit pricey, but hopefully worth it. Right, now, of course, as everyone knows, colour coding is important in the kitchen. Butter comes from cows, so of course you want to use your beef chopping board. Right, so we want half a cup of butter, which is 227 grams. So basically, what? No, that's 1 cup. 115 grams. That seems more like it. So we want to use about half of this. Because this is 250, so we want 125. Am I going to be kind of winging it? Kind of. And what I was really hoping is I can make 2 batches out of this. But inconveniently, butter comes in 250 grams. And for the glaze, you also want some butter as well. So you don't quite have enough to make 2 batches from 1 set of butter. So you could like double in a bit the ingredients, I guess. Right, what did it want? 115. Well, that's 119. Yeah, be fine. Right, so we want to... Every week is about with this thing, trying to work out how it works. How about we... There we go. Right, and then we want... we want 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. Not 3/4 of a cup. 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. So, why am I grabbing the measuring cups I don't need? Right, you are the 1/4 of a cup. You are the 1/3 of a cup. So, yeah. So, yep, medium saucepan, melt the butter and the cocoa powder. Remove from the heat and stir in the sugar, the eggs, the vanilla, until you get a smooth mixture. Right. Open here. Oh, yeah, that's open. Press it. Right, that is melting way faster. Ow! Way faster than I wanted to say. I was going to say we don't want to brown it, but, you know, maybe brown butter, like, brownies. I mean, brown. Right, so, anyway, getting off track as we always do. I really need to get a light sorted out, because... Almost had cocoa powder everywhere. Not ideal if you got a dog. Not ideal in general, to be honest. Right, so that's a little bit over 1/3 of a cup. That butter is now contaminated with cocoa powder, but that's fine. That's fine. I should probably get something to stir that with if we're going to be adding cocoa powder and stuff into it. Get the old sourdough scraper doob. Right, so the butter has now melted. Right, so butter and the cocoa powder, and then remove from the heat. So I'm just going to turn that off. Right, this is great in low lighting because I can't even see what's going on in this pan. So I'm really sorry for the low lighting. I am looking at a new lighting rig, but it's going to have to wait till payday. I'm trying to find one that works with my janky kitchen setup. Because ideally I'd like something on the ceiling, but I'm thinking maybe either side of my camera tripod. Right. That smells amazing. As it should. It's butter and chocolate. Both of those things are great. Right, and then into that you want to add 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. That's a lot of sugar. Yeah, remove from the heat, stir in the sugar, the eggs, and the vanilla until you have a smooth mixture. Right, so what we're going to do, remove it from the heat, probably bring it a bit closer to me, so at least I can see what's going on. Right, then we want just double checking, 3/4 of a cup. So if I use the 1/4 cup, we want 3 of those. Quick maths. Also, flour-wise, you want all-purpose flour. Now, when I sorted everything out in my kitchen, I just have a tub called flour, so I'm assuming that's all-purpose. Because I have a self-rising flour. That was 3, wasn't it? Right, that is... I'd love to say smooth, but... Once again, smells great. It's sugar, butter and chocolate. What can go wrong? Now, what can go wrong is I was supposed to have greased that by now, but I haven't. So we'll get on that in a sec. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla. 1 teaspoon. Now try and work out if mixing all of this in the saucepan is actually just really smart of the recipe to do. That way you're not messing up like bowls and things. Right. A little bit extra heavy on the vanilla. Just get a little bit. Just because I know it's not an amazing vanilla extract, like it's good. But you know, it's not proper vanilla. Put that there. Then add in the dry, stirring vigorously. So the dry would be the all-purpose flour, the salt and the baking powder. So we want to get 2 eggs in here and the half cup of flour. So how hot is that at the moment? Man, that is surprisingly unsweetened. Perfectly, we have 2 eggs left. Now, my plan would be to check the temperature of that. I mean, I could put my hand on the side of the bowl. Yeah, that's fine. Because you don't want to scramble the eggs. That's the last thing you want. You want scrambled egg brownies. Right, that is that. Pop the yolks Give that a good mix. Try and get that nice evenly incorporated. So that is the butter, the cocoa powder, the sugar, the eggs, the vanilla. We want to go for a pinch of salt. And then we want the baking powder. Right, yep, that is nice and goopy, it's not scrambled. My salt is obviously to hand. It's actually hiding behind my molasses. Right, so we just have some neutral flaky sea salt. Yeah, looks about right-ish. There we go. And then we want our baking powder and our flour. So half a cup of all-purpose flour. As I say, I've just labelled this flour. So hopefully it's all-purpose. You look quite big. But no, you are half a cup. The logical guy in me wants to sift this in, but the lazy side of me just wants to dump it in. And as you can see, the lazy side won. And then we want a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder. Yeah, stirring vigorously to combine. Pour the mixture into the prepared pan, smooth the top. Try and get the surface as smooth as possible. I think dragging everything into the middle is the wrong move to do. Maybe doing that? Who knows? So yeah, that doesn't look too amazing. Bake for 25 to 30 minutes. Remove from the oven to cool. Steamy, not a big plume of smoke. That's always good. Okay, yep, they look like brown. Well, it's a big brownie slab. So we want to cool that whilst we make our glaze. Now, I'm very intrigued about this glaze because it just seems like it's butter and sugar. I'm not gonna lie, it's butter, sugar, and cocoa powder. Copious amounts more of cocoa powder. So, if the 2 eggs don't bankrupt you, just think of all of the butter. Not all the butter, all of the cocoa powder. Right, so prepare your glaze, melt the butter in a small saucepan over medium heat, add in the cocoa powder, and then gradually add in the sugar. Don't want to have too much of that stuck in there because, you know, we paid good money for it. Now, once again, it's the dark side of the kitchen. I can't see anything in that pot. I don't know what part of this glaze is supposed to be runny, because that's just thick. And a whole cup of confectioner's sugar. Now, this just looks like it's going to dry that out. Unless, like, something magical happens. I can taste the sugar. Yeah, maybe it is the anti-caking agent, because it's slippery, like I'd say that's pourable, right? I mean, it's going straight onto a hot... I don't know, because as soon as I take off the heat, it just becomes slab. Because, yeah, glaze the tops, allowing it to run over the sides, if you like. And then dust the top. Yeah, so it says letting it run over the sides is optional. Oh. Here's hoping that nothing goes wrong in Dalaran, and none of the Kirin Tor mages are going to hold this one against me for butchering their brownies. Because yeah, as soon as that's off the heat, that becomes like pretty brittle. That's going to be absolute nightmare fuel to wash. Yeah, this glaze ain't running anywhere. This glaze runs less than me. Right, and then dust it with cocoa powder and cinnamon. Now, I'm just going to put cinnamon over the top, because I'm not putting any more cocoa powder onto that. Do I have... Yes, of course I have cinnamon. Right, at least now that shows up on camera. Wonderful. Right, so, yeah, I'll be back once that's cooled and I've screamed at the pan. Okay, we are back. The audio is recording the way it should. I'm scared. Because I just walked past, like... It's pretty solid. I mean, I'm sorry, I tried. I did everything the book said. I've made that before, that's good. Right, anyway, I did... That recipe turned out well. It's on the channel somewhere. I've made pumpkin pie as well. There we go. It looks so good. What is this? 3 tablespoons of butter. Yes. 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Yes. 2 tablespoons of milk. Yes. 1 cup of confectioner's sugar. Yes. My glaze did not melt like that. My glaze is... You shouldn't be able to knock on a glaze. That genuinely sounds like someone's at the front door. It's annoying because it's soft. Like, it's not solid. Like, it's soft and crumbly. It just didn't melt. Right, anyway. For the all-important taste test. I mean, it's a good brownie. There's a good brownie. It's just the glaze. The glaze didn't glaze. The glaze did something. It's basically like an icing rather than a glaze. Right, anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this this show. I'll see you next week for probably something not World of Warcraft related. But who knows? Who knows? I'm going to go cry now.